film, behind the camera, and in front. I loved acting, but the only roles I was given were martial artist and Asian gangster. At some point, unable to stomach the typecasting and discrimination any longer, I quit acting and started teaching, selling real estate, writing, and public speaking, presenting over 1,000 times to Fortune 100 and 500 companies around the world on topics of diversity. I have been the rebellious one, according to my parents, but I'm not a natural-born fighter. Yet, I have had to sue for rights that non-minorities take for granted and stand against discrimination, regardless of considerable personal and professional cost. But I think my greatest battle has been against the stereotypes and expectations that I, unwittingly, took on as an Asian male in this country. I am not ashamed to say that it all took its toll. I have struggled with depression, but survived and thrived, always motivated to make a difference by teaching about diversity. For me, it has been a long and painful process coming to terms with how Asians are viewed in this country, the only home I have ever known as a fifth-generation American. I spent years questioning my cultural identity, whether to be or not to be Asian, and to what degree. I have tried to understand the reasons for the bias against Asians by taking classes in college and researching the socio-historical context. Learning about the contributions of Asians to this country helped me to feel proud to be Asian American. It also quieted my cultural identity questions somewhat because I finally knew where I came from and who I am. An Asian American who belongs in this country and has every right to be here. Introduction. What began as a memoir was quickly overtaken by my desire to help listeners better understand what it's like to be Asian in America. It's a sad fact that, according to Pew Research, only 24% of Asian Americans consider themselves extremely or very well informed about the history of Asian people in the United States. Since the Asian American experience cannot be understood outside of the historical context, my memoir incorporates the social, political, and historical background that defined our lives from the 1800s to the present. I also wanted the book to be more than just about my life, so I included other Asian American voices through interviews with Hollywood actors Kelly Hu, Peter Shinkoda, and Tai Ma, a talent agent, Ray Mohit, and quotes from academics and researchers like Jeff Adachi, Evelyn Yoshimura, Chester Chang, Nicole Jha, Daryl Wing Su, Jin Lee, Ling Quin Wang, Amy Chua, and Luis A. Sanchez. I also compiled a list of who's who to inspire Asian Americans and inform non-Asian listeners that we have been involved in every aspect of life in the United States. Beyond the Bamboo Curtain then explores the following topics pertaining to Asian Americans: systemic racism and discrimination, stereotypes from the 1800s to the present, the model minority myth, the history of Chinese migration to America and of Chinatowns, Asian attitudes about money, status, and career, and the anti-Asian sentiment and crime due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and so much more. I hope that this book and my story will help non-Asians look past the stereotypes and see us as human beings like themselves. I hope that they will become more aware of the challenges we face that are like those of other minority groups, along with our distinctly unique